My name's Aidan Kelly. I'm one of the SUSE Plus mentors at Southwest College in Omagh. My contact details are 077 3428 1029. I want to give a short talk now on borrowing. Before you start borrowing, ask yourself a couple of main questions. Ask yourself, do you need to spend the money? A good idea maybe is sit on the decision for a day or two. That's what an awful lot of successful people do. And within that day when they're sitting on it, they realise the purchase is not absolutely, fundamentally necessary. Think of other ways of financing the purchase. And ask yourself as well if you can afford to pay back the money that you're planning to borrow. Do the sums. Ask yourself if you can afford the loan. As I said, do the sums. Excuse me. Ask yourself, could you save the money or part of the money and then buy? Or could you borrow rather than to borrow to buy? Is there another way maybe of getting the item that's legal? Swapping, for example, buying it second hand, eBay and so on, buy and sell pages. There's lots of free cycle sites out there at the moment. And also, especially when it comes to software and things like that, there you can get a trial version of the software. I'm using software at the moment that costs $11.99 a month to have. I have the trial version. It's all I need basically. So I'm saving myself $11.99 a month by using this trial version, which is perfect for my needs. When you're choosing credit, shop around and compare deals, looking at the interest rate and the APR, how much you will repay in total, any penalties for missed or late payments, the cost per week or month of the loan, and whether this might vary. It might be that you're taking out a loan where the interest rate varies a wee bit, or it could be a fixed rate loan. And there, at least with a fixed rate loan, you know what you're up against. Look at the cost of borrowing. The true cost of borrowing takes into account the loan amount, the amount of money that you're actually borrowing, the fees that you're going to be paying, of which there are plenty, the frequency of repayments, the length of the borrowing period, and the rate of interest that you're going to be charged. Before you borrow, find out the total amount that you will have to pay to the lender. Longer term loans with lower monthly repayments might seem appealing, but they're very expensive in the long run. If your repayment can be a wee bit higher, or your repayment period can be a wee bit shorter, it's surprising how much money you can actually save. We've got a wee illustration on the next page. Here we have. Same interest rate, same amount of money, lower monthly repayments. Total amount to repay for 165 a month is 6,631, and for a bit less it's 7,298. Now, it may well be the case that we can't afford the 165 quid a month, but you know, it's worth looking at it anyway. Don't just pay the minimum amounts. Try to not do that there. That is just a debt trap. That will see you not paying off the debt, the loan, until you're about 265 or something like that there. The debt will go on and on and on. It's as simple as that. Don't do it. Find out the interest rate. Interest rates usually expressed as APR, annual percentage rate, and it takes into consideration all the factors that we talked about, and you use that as a way of comparing your different loan deals that you have. Generally speaking, the lower the APR, the lower the cost of borrowing, and therefore the better the deal. So 0% APR deals are good deals, but they may well have a very, very short repayment period, and that means you need to be careful, because you could be caught up if you don't meet all the repayments. By the time, your loan could just spiral out of control. Find out the fees. Fees might not feature prominently in the headline quote, but they're there. They're in the short print. It's important that you check out the fees. Fees for things like late payments, defaulting on the loan, settlement charges. These can make a huge difference to the total cost of the credit. So it's important to take a look at your fees. Ask them. If you don't understand them, ask the person that you're borrowing from. Now, that's basically borrowing. Obligatory joke. Two friends discuss their immortality. I apologise for the next page, the writing's a bit small. One says, "I really want to be remembered, Bill." And Bill's friend says, "How are you going to do that?" "I borrowed $1 million from your dad." And his friend's not too pleased about that, because he's not going to be forgotten about if he's borrowed £1 million. My name's Aidan Kelly. I'm one of Zeus Plus mentors. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you've any queries at all. Thank you.